Hey guys, it's Brant, and I'm back finally with another video. And you guys have been so patient waiting on me to get around to making this video. I had to be patient waiting on this to get here. And I tell you what, Kiss Online, you need to do a better job. This should have been in my hand on the 18th, not on the 28th. So shame on you. Get this to us better. But I can tell you right now is it's in good shape. I don't think I have anything to worry about as far as I got a little ding right here, but I think it's going to be okay. So hopefully you won't get a Brant's rant whenever I get this opened up. So you know what, by the title, what this is and what we're going to be doing today. And when I say we, I'm talking about my good pal, my buddy, Rob from Right Between the Eyes podcast. He's going to be joining me here in just a little bit. And what we're doing is something with this video is we're doing something really cool. We are recording our own intros, our own outros, and that's going to be kind of catered to each one of our channels. But the middle is going to be just me and him talking and looking at what we got and looking at this amazing box set. I have had to stay off the internet, literally stay off all social media for like the last week and a half because I didn't want spoilers. I will tell you that I have opened, I have not opened this, but I have started streaming, listening to it on streaming because I couldn't wait any longer. I wanted to listen to it, but I did not want to open it up until me and Rob got the chance. And I believe he did the same. He'll probably tell later on whenever we finally get to join up here in just a minute. But if you're not if you don't follow Rob's channel, he'll give his social media away in just a little bit. You definitely need to go check it out when it comes to this video because we are giving each other total creative power when it comes to editing what's going to be in the middle of this video. So he may have something in his or have some extra sparkle and glisten that he does with his creative editing that I might not have, and I might have things that he doesn't have. It's going to be totally up to us about what we do with the content that we both record together here in just a little bit that you'll see in just a few minutes. But that's all I've got to say on my intro. I want to get out of the way and I want to get over to me and Rob opening up our creatures. We're going to unbox the creature. So stick around.
In my head, in my head.
Hey, well, it's good to have you, Brant, here on Right Between the Eyes. Welcome to the channel, sir.
It's good to have you on In My Head channel, Rob. Welcome to my channel as well.
Now, this is going to be fun. Now, I know you've been waiting a while. I mean, it's been a little bit, and I've already opened my box and kind of got the stuff out, and you can kind of tell, here's the shirt. So here's one thing that have kind of pulled out. And since you haven't unboxed yours yet, why don't we just kind of follow like what's in your box, and that maybe that'll dictate what we do here on my channel.
So that sounds good. My channel, your channel, it's our channels today. So so yeah, let me tell you, it was so frustrating watching this thing sit in Pennsylvania over the entire Thanksgiving holiday. It quit moving on Wednesday and did not move again until Monday. And then it got from Pennsylvania to Ohio. It got from Pennsylvania to West Virginia, by God, West Virginia, to North Carolina. And they had actually initially had pushed it all the way back to the 2nd. And then they readjusted it to the 30th. And I got it on the 29th. So, but here we are. It's in my box.
While you're cutting that, I'll give a little context to mine. I mean, I live in Ohio and the fulfillment center's in Michigan. So mine only paused for like a day on the 19th and then started to move. So I had mine by that Sunday, the 20th, like I said, in my opening. So that was crazy for this. Hey, I got creatures. And you were telling me, dude, it's going to be like December 2nd. I went, are you serious?
Yeah. I was so pissed at that point, to put it lightly.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, so you showed your creatures back there in the back. I wanted to show before we open the box the only creatures that I have. I have this creatures here. This is the 2014 re-release. This is the only version I have. My original version of creatures is long since gone, but this is my original. This is my not my original, but this is the 180 gram 2014, still sealed. I've not opened it yet. I haven't opened any of my 2014s. I've been collecting them up,
Mhm.
and but yeah, that's the only version I have. So that's off to the side.
And mine's the 82 original release, and I have the 2014 release as well. So this is going to add to the creatures.
All right. So first off, out of the
Okay.
box for me is the color vinyl.
Nice.
Color
And
vinyl.
color vinyl.
All right. So I'm setting my box to the side. So you've heard the whole debacle about how the colored vinyl doesn't look like it did on the advertisement.
And
And
that sounds like that was due to the pressing plant going, well, we have this blue. That's what you're getting. So it's not that Kiss is like, Kiss lied to us. No,
right,
it's actually I think these were actually printed in the Czech Republic.
right.
Yeah, that's
Says
what the
on the
back of it
back. Yep.
says. So that pressing plant says, well, I know we told you it would be this blue, but it's
Right.
not. It's going to be the Hot in the Shade 30th anniversary blue.
Well, I've noticed too, whenever I was ordering the Kiss Alive 2 colored vinyl, that there's a box you have to check to confirm that it may not look like what was in the picture.
I mean, I get it. Yes, I would like that nice baby blue that matched their face or whatever. But Kiss is at not only Kiss, but everybody's at the mercy of whatever pressing plants. Until we start getting more pressing plants in the U.S., we're at the mercy of. Man, these things could have been green.
So you and I talked in text. She was like, "I don't want to give it away. I don't want a spoiler alert for you." And you were very good. But you asked me. We were talking about what was it that you said they did something. They did an Easter egg, and I called it. Do you remember what it was? And I was like, no, I don't remember. And I started guessing a couple things. I think one of my guesses was they had a pull out of the cover with Vinnie Vincent on it instead of Ace. But I think I figured out what it was. It's the eyes that glow in the dark, isn't it?
Yes. So this is a total surprise that Universal had kept. And on our show, I said the vinyl better glow in the dark. And everybody was like, I don't think the vinyl is going to glow in the dark. I said, well, at least make the eyes glow in the dark. So we're probably not going to do it here. It's going to mess it up. But if you hold it up, you can feel that they're recessed.
You can see it too. You can kind of see the whatever coating they put on it.
Yeah. So yes, the eyes glow in the dark, and they also glow in the dark for the 45 speed or for the half speed master as well. So whichever version that you get. And Brant's just opening this bad boy.
Oh.
So while he's oohing and on, I will.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm looking at.
Isn't
that is freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome. I love it.
I have been dying to do this with you.
God, I love that.
This might be one of my favorite vinyls.
I love how this folds out.
Yeah. I do have a slight gripe with how the second record comes out. I mean, I get it. It's going to slide out either to the left or the right from behind Gene and Vinny. There's a pocket on both sides.
Right.
I would have rather it came out of the top, but once you get the either side, the right or the left out, the center vinyl comes out fairly easy.
I like that color. I like that color that they used there.
Yeah, which it's very much just like the original. If I pulled my 82 out, it's just like the 2014. It's the same, just brightened up, the same blue.
I love this blue. Better. This blue reminds me of my Elvis. I don't even know if I have my Elvis Moody blue. This is the Elvis Moody blue color. Oh, I love
Yeah.
this. I actually like this better than the lighter blue because it's creatures, it's dark, and
Yeah.
I love. Oh
It's
God, that's
yeah.
beautiful.
And, some people were saying like, "Oh, I really wish we would have got the other one." But the more people have been looking at it, I really like
No,
this
I
better.
really
I like
like
this better.
this.
Yeah.
I do too. God, I love that. That is beautiful.
So there's the hype sticker for those of you that wanted to see it if I got it in frame there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I pulled mine off, but I'll have to put it back on. Okay, so we got a book with this
Yeah.
one. It's of course a floppy book. So
I believe I haven't flipped through it yet because I promised Bran I wouldn't. But I believe this will be the same look of the book that is in the box, just a condensed version of the book. I've heard
yeah,
people say that.
the monster is unleashed.
And I love that. I mean, obviously, this is such a open to the middle of the book. Well, maybe it's not quite the middle. But there is this beautiful shot of the band on the tank. I've never seen this before.
We're gonna give people overload. They're gonna be trying to look at your side of the screen, look at my side of the screen. Like, suck it up. You can hit pause. You can hit rewind. I like that they included some of the alternate covers, the alternate shots.
I can't wait to.
Are you talking about the one with the purple background? That one?
No. I'm talking with the live shot
On the tank.
Well, it looks like on the tank. Yeah, that's a beautiful shot.
Said it's this is I can tell you right now, if you don't want to drop the money, if you don't want to drop the money for the box set, you should at least try to find this. I know it's it had sold out at one point in time, and I know that the half master is running around out there right now. You can get it at Walmart. You talking about this shot here, or the live shot? That one.
Yeah. The stage shot on the tank.
Yeah,
I've never seen that picture before.
That's awesome. Is that leopard print guitar the same guitar Paul used during Animalize?
Yes, same exact guitar.
Oh man, that's bad right there.
Yeah, that's a killer shot. And the last page, I don't know if you heard me gasp. I rolled a single tear. That is one of the most beautiful shots that I've seen.
Oh yes.
And the dedication.
And the dedication
of Eric Carr and Michael James Jackson. That is beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Wow. Okay, so far I'm impressed. In the middle, we pull the middle out, and the middle has the vinyl's going to be the same color. I'm not going to worry about pulling the vinyl out.
So the middle should be the demo, if I remember correctly.
The demos?
Yeah. Yep, the middle is the demos.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of.
Yep.
Me and you and I mentioned it to Rick, but it'd be really cool if I could get me and you and Rick together to talk about some of these demos.
Yeah.
I have some demos in particular that I want to talk with Rick about, but it'd be really cool to get together. And once I know you want to do it on your channel first, but once you've talked about it on your channel, I'd like to talk about these demos.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to talk about some of these live tracks. It's almost like people are like, "Oh, we ain't gonna get another off the soundboard this year." It's like, get the Creatures box set. You get another off the soundboard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I just got to say right off the top here, I'm glad that there's a lot of Vinny. I mean, yes, I know Vinny was on the tour and everything like that, obviously, but I was afraid they were going to shy away from it. So I don't know what deal they made with Vinny.
I'm glad they embraced it. I'm glad they embraced it because they were going to have to. I mean, like it or not, Vinny was very important to this era. And I really hate when you see people kind of downplay Vinny's importance during this time, during the Creatures and the Lick It Up. I'm like, come on, whether you like the guy or not, whether you care for some of his practices or not, whether you like the guy as a person or his choices or anything, that's all rubbish. Put all that to the side and just acknowledge the fact that Vinny was very important to Kiss becoming a
Yes.
rock band again. To them becoming a rock band, because Vinny was a rocker, and he was the perfect Ace replacement in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because he was
He
just as uncontrollable as I mean, I bet after a little while with Vinny, they wish they had Ace back.
I
But
bet you they had some thoughts of like, didn't we just lose
right,
this problem and we just
right.
multiplied it? But you can't not underline what he brought to the band. He made Kiss start to become a metal band, especially with Eric back there. I think
Oh
Eric
yeah.
and Vinny really locked in. If you get a chance to
Oh yeah.
listen to
Like
the
I said,
live tracks, oh
oh
man.
yeah, they did, and I don't want to talk too much about that because, like I said, I don't want to blow up for you. I don't want to blow up for us in a
Yep.
future video or whatever. But man, the way that they sync up on some of these, some of the live tracks and on some of the demos, oh my gosh, you could hear the creativeness. You could hear things that they were throwing into the demo. Because if you listen to some of them, the tracks and take 1 and take 22 and this whatever, you can hear things that aren't in some of the early tracks, and
Oh
then they
yeah.
start throwing them in on some of the other takes, and then you hear something really cool that they do, and then you hear it from then on, and it came from that person. So it's
Yep.
like Eric and Vinny were very important to these albums.
Now, did you get the half speed master?
I do. I do have it.
Okay.
hmm Yeah, I got all three. I got all
Okay.
three. Whenever I bought them, I'm like, I'm going to buy all of them. So I bought all three.
All right. So
So,
since all mine's out of the box, we're gonna let Brant dictate what comes out of his, and that's what we'll talk about next.
so next out of the box for me is the Half Speed Master.
Half speed master.
So Creatures of the Night, first ever half speed remaster on 180 gram audiophile vinyl. Tip on premium jacket.
Yeah, and the jacket. I mean, I love the jacket on the blue vinyl, but the jacket on this thing is slick. It's sharp. I mean, it's got a glossy sheen, as glossy as it looks in his cellophane right there. It's
hmm
just as glossy here. So, tip on if you don't know, it's basically the old vinyls, and the one that's sitting back here, or the one we just showed, is printed on the cardboard. It's a blank cardboard, and it's basically one giant, the layman's term is one giant sticker that's wrapped all the way around and put on. So you can see, you probably won't be able to tell here, but there's a little bit of separation that runs through the bottom here of where. So this is one like big sticker that they put on. So that's the tip on cover. So that way they can get a nice high res
And you
photo.
can see I've got it pulled. And you can see how shiny. I've got my cover pulled back a little bit, and you can see how shiny that is right there on Paul's face.
And you can see I use the sleeves from mine, so I always pull off my hype sticker and I attach it to my vinyl sleeve so I can pull that in and out. So
Right. Did Gene put $100 in here for me? Nope. Dang it, Gene.
if you pull it out, Gene's going to charge you another $100. Brant, you opened that. That's $100, please.
Yeah.
So very much the same insert.
hmm
And then the classic 82 logo or label.
Wow, this feels so thick, and it's you can tell that it's mastered and differently because the grooves have like a rainbow effect to them.
Yeah.
You really can't see it, but they have like in person, they almost have like a spectrum look to them. I cannot wait to listen to this. I've heard some people talking about. I think it was Jason Herndon was like, "Holy lower end Batman."
Yeah, this has some
And
sick low end to it. You get a
I'm
nice,
really,
even simple Apple earbuds
yeah.
sound amazing. I'm playing it through the home stereo system. The wife was like, can you not knock the nails out of the house?
Yeah, I will be. This is one there's no book. It's really this one's not really other than the cover being very slick. This is more for the sound. This is the
Yes.
yeah. This is the candy cane on this one is the sound. And I have a Bluetooth record player that I usually Bluetooth to my Bose subwoofer
Oh,
and my
that'll
little
sound
speakers.
amazing.
So I'll be spinning this tomorrow for sure. All right, so
What's next in the box now?
it's the
Did
last
you
thing. I didn't get the bundle
you
with
didn't
the
get the
T-shirt.
bundle?
No.
So I'll show the shirt here really quick if I
No.
can stand up. So if somebody says, "Wow, that looks really kind of chintzy," they reproduced the bootleg T-shirt that was being sold outside of the venue. So if you went in the venue, you got the nice shirt with Vinnie Vincent on it or the album cover, and the bootleggers back in '82 were making their own shirt. So Universal and Kiss said, "Okay, fine, we will just reproduce the bootleg shirt and give it to you officially." So that's why it has the weird coloring on the letter, and the Creatures of the Night font isn't right, and why Paul's eye looks a little weird in his face. So yeah, this is the bootleg shirt that was sold out at the venue. So
That's cool that
that's
they
that.
did that.
Yeah.
So Creatures of the Night 40th anniversary limited edition super deluxe box set, 5 CDs and Blu-ray audio, 108 total tracks, 75 unreleased, original 1982 album newly remastered, 34 demos, rarities, outtakes, 24 unreleased, 26 unreleased Creatures of the Night tour performance, 7 sound effects including the tank, Blu-ray audio, brand new album Dolby Atmos and 5.1 surround mixes, 80-page hardbook coloring or 80-page hardbook cover book, featuring new interviews with Gene and Paul Stanley, linear notes from Ken Sharp, unreleased photos, handwritten lyrics, and rare collectibles, and exclusive collectible bonus items. And we'll look at those as we get into it. But he's been showing you the stuff there, and
So as you can see, mine
God,
is
this is heavy. I think this is heavier than the Destroyer box.
yes, it is
It's
by
thicker.
almost 2 pounds heavier. If you can believe
This
that.
is heavy. Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you saying?
So you can see the lid's off mine. So yes,
Right.
I did have this since the 20th. So I did tell Brant, I'm not going to look inside, but I finagled the CDs out so I could burn them and put them so I could put them on a thumb drive to put them in my car so I could start listening to it. So I was very careful to close my eyes, didn't look at any of the folders, no nothing. So I saw what the top of the box is, and I was quickly like, I don't want to look at it. But yeah, I have not seen anything inside other than the actual CDs when Brant gets to them. Like I do have the stack.
I love this purple foil. It kind of reminds me of the Killers re-release that they did a couple years ago with that purple foil in it. It's hard, man. That foil, it just really shines in the light.
Yeah,
man, it's so awesome. Okay, so here we go. Pulling mine off.
Real quick, while he's doing that, here they are both side by side. All right, let's get this top off. So I've heard some people review it, and however they put them in here could be different from box to box. I heard somebody had the book, the hardcover book on top. Some people have had the folder on top. Some people have had the tour book on top. So it'll be interesting to see how ours goes.
And see if we got one of the folded variants.
Yeah.
Again?
Actually, I think the variant this time is if it's folded correctly. I've heard more people have it folded incorrectly. Which, if you went back to our show, if you're watching here on ours,
Right.
Nico about lost his mind trying to figure out why is mine
Why-
backwards.
I have, first off, for me, is the hardcover book.
Hardcover book, which I think that's most people have had that.
Yeah, so
Which,
I've got the hardcover book first.
and this should look familiar. It's just like
Hmm.
the front and back of the sleeve or the little booklet that
Oh,
was in the.
it smells excellent.
I was
The
going to ask.
smell.
That was something we did in the 90s. I bought CDs and I smelled the.
CDs in the 90s smelled, or cassettes in the 90s smelled
Yeah,
amazing.
they did.
I remember opening it because I'd go down to the mall and go to East Ridge Mall and go to the record bar, and I'd get my CD, my cassette, and I'd open it up. And the first thing I would do, serious hand to God, I'd open it up and I'd stick my nose in that fold and I just smell it. And God,
I'm
it
glad I'm
smells
not
so
the
good.
only one.
And it lost that smell. That smell did not stay there. It lost it.
No,
So, and I don't know if
there was new car smell and there was tape and CD smell.
Oh yeah, it's so good. You remember when CDs came in the long boxes? Those were so
Yes.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love those. Okay, so opening it up, we open up to black page.
Yep.
American Supergroup lead guitarist. Oh, they start with the ad. Isn't that funny that they start
Yeah.
with the ad? So it's almost like they're starting with Vinny.
Yeah.
Man, could you imagine if you'd have answered that ad? American Supergroup needs lead guitarist.
If only I played guitar.
Yeah, and so now they've got the Monster Unleashed. I know. I remember being a kid. I was like 13 or 14 years old. Whenever I was like 12 or 13, whenever Eric replaced Peter, and I just remember thinking, man, if I just been a little bit older, I could have been the drummer for Kiss. So I'm just going to hold it up whenever it comes to something really interesting. This isn't meant to be. I might go through later on and do one of those that I did, like with Destroyer, where I've got the camera down and I flip through it. But this is just to be about mine and yours reactions and showing each other what we think is really cool. So they talk about killers, and so they're going straight into the elder / killers era photo and everything.
You know,
short hair Ace and short hair Paul.
I like that they're starting with coming out of the elder into killers and figuring out what they're going to do, because that's where Michael James Jackson really comes into the fold and starts molding what would become Creatures of the Night.
Yep.
Oh, I love this picture of Eric.
It's a good shot.
That's a good picture of Ace. This
photo. Yeah. Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
Photo.
Yep. Here comes the Wizard. They got some good photos of Vinny.
That's a beautiful shot right there.
Gene palling around with Vinny, and yeah, that's a good shot. It's cool.
Oh.
We've seen this Vinny photo before, but it's still a good one.
Yeah. Starting to get into the record labels from around the world of what the vinyl labels look like.
Oh, that's a good action shot. You're a little ahead of me, but that's a good action shot there. Man, I see a lot of Michael James Jackson, Robin Ford, Adam Mitchell. Man, it's gonna be such a good
Adam
read.
Twice at Indiana, a Kiss Expo. Man, the expos need to come back.
Yeah, another one of those outtake shots. Album design, Dennis Walsh. He helped. He helped design Dynasty, didn't he? Because he's in some of the shots of the Dynasty poster where they had the straight jackets on before they blacked them out. It's the same guy.
I want to say yes.
I'm sure we'll get correct. I'm sure we'll get corrected by the Kiss Army.
The Kiss Army. Well, no, actually.
Yeah, they will know. Be like, God, you guys.
Right now, 1989 Rob would have killed to have this content of Creatures, Because when
Oh,
I
yeah.
first got
All
Creatures,
those album cover, all
yeah.
the labels.
Yeah, my
Oh
first
man.
Creatures of the Night was a non-makeup cover with Bruce Kulick on it.
Oh yeah, no, and I hate that they did that. I never
That's cool.
understood that. I never understood why they did all those cassette tape covers, and I never understood why they did what they did with
I
that.
think that was probably because Bruce was in the band and they were touring around. It was before Animalize, and they decided, you know what? We don't have anything official to show you with Bruce. I just would have
Yeah,
reshot the Animal. Yes. I was
yeah,
waiting for you to get to that page.
yeah. That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
People are like, "Were those mannequins?" It's like, no, that was them. They just had like stickers over their eyes, but it was them because they were walking.
Yep, the Creatures of the Night video.
Yep. So a
And
picture of a cool little candid shot
yep.
there.
And this is a
I like that the hardcover book is thicker than the regular book. It's like,
yeah.
some people might be like, oh well, now we got them both, buy them both, but they couldn't make, even if they didn't make this hardcover, it would still be too thick to be in a regular album.
And there's more pages in the hardcover book. I think it's like 78 pages, and the LP might
Yeah,
be 16, 17 pages.
yeah, got
20
some
if you're lucky.
cool live shots there.
Oh, I like this shot of Vinny kissing the guitar.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. See, I saw this tour, but what's so funny is I don't really remember a lot of it, but I just remember that we were expecting Ace to be there, and then there was Vinny there, and I remember the tank, and I remember more about like things around the show than the show. Like, um, it was in the Charlotte Coliseum, the old Coliseum. That's the Bojangles Arena now. Um, and they had a big black curtain down half of the down half of the auditorium,
To hide the empty seats.
and they were and even then, yeah, to hide the seats that they didn't sell, and even then they didn't even sell out
Ooh.
all of that. It's like the floor was full because it was general admission. The floor was full, and there was a little bit of people on the lower level, but nobody on the upper level really. I like all these
Gotcha.
little cool, like fan shots, fan photos. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be something to go through
Oh yeah,
and read this.
yeah.
And it's kind of cool in other countries. I don't know exactly where this ad is from, but it is the Destroyer album, but it's spliced with Vinny's face and Eric Carr's over Peter and Ace's. This is, I mean, this would have been something if Kiss just would have released this as a book. You could have gone to your Books a Million or Barnes and Noble or whatever and
Oh
just
yeah,
bought.
yeah. That's the thing,
Yeah.
is they could sell these books. They could sell these books. There you go, Gene. There's you an idea. Sell the books. Tickets. Oh man, I miss old concert tickets. Just having
Same here.
having a ticket in your hand that's like a legit ticket, not a printed out piece of paper. And
It's got the web address and everything on it.
yeah,
This is a great shot. This is a band. I don't know if it's before Disaster Strikes.
Right.
I've always liked Vinny's makeup. I just thought that was cool. Again, the time I came into a Kiss fan, he was this mythical being, like almost Voldemort, the name we shall not mention.
Right. I think that
So cool.
I think that the fans really, they accepted Eric, and they accepted Vinny because simply they were brought into the band when Kiss still had makeup on, and they were given their own makeup. They weren't given, if they would have tried to pull that crap that they pulled today, if they would have brought Eric in and put Peter's makeup on, it would have been mutiny. I mean, Kiss fans would have been turning their Army cards in left and right if they would have done something like that. But the fact that that I think that I received Eric as a Kiss fan, and I received Vinny as a Kiss fan. Okay, so next for me is the blue book, the
Blue
blue
book.
folder,
All right.
the blue
Same
folder.
here for me. Now, the
And
question is yours backwards or forwards?
mine is correct.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Mine is incorrect.
All right, so you got the variant, or maybe I've got the variant.
Maybe
like
you got the
said.
variant, yeah.
How do we fold this? Oh, I don't know. Let's just fold it. Here's the thing: a machine folded it. Somebody put them in the machine wrong. It's probably
Right.
what happened. Machine folded it. All right, so I'm gonna open it up and be curious to see how yours is stocked and how mine's is stocked. So
Yeah.
So
Ooh, up first, who do you have?
up first, I have Vinny.
Vinny. Yes.
So I have
Rob,
Vinny up
Rob
front.
says he does, but he can't grab it. Vinny.
So I have Vinny first. And then who do you have next?
The Fox.
Same. Man, these
Derek
are
Carr.
these ones some thick stock. These are frame worthy.
Yeah,
Those
definitely.
are beautiful. And then
Man,
next,
I love that.
Yeah, the detail, man. That's
Now,
some like solo album detail.
There's an artist, and you have to forgive me, I can't remember who did these. It probably says on the book. But this artist draws a bunch.
Yeah,
of
Kiss.
Of Kiss, and then other artists.
These are things where you can tell that they're drawings, but they look photorealistic.
Yeah.
You could take a picture of this and put a certain filter on it, and it would look like a real picture. All right. So next for you I have the newspaper.
The newspaper, Gotham Rock City News. I can't wait to read this one.
Kiss is loud and proud. I love that they put newspapers in here. I mean, that's so boomer.
Oh. Yes. That is so cool. And it goes through the album tracks.
Yeah.
The demos, talks about
Danger, talks about Killer,
Adam Mitchell.
I love song stories.
Same here.
I love song stories. I love hearing how a song, how it was thought up, how it was created, how it was developed. Here, I'm just showing some of mine, but yeah, gosh, it goes through. Last page is Betrayed. It's got Betrayed on it. Creatures of the Night, the 1985 remix.
Yep.
That's really cool. Yeah, definitely. I'll get my crafting mirror out that has the magnifier and has the light on it too.
A little out of focus for me trying to get my camera to refocus back into good old Rob, but this is cool. So early on in 81, when they were writing this, actually part in 82, one of the power station masters that they sent in was Creatures of the Night, Partners in Crime, I Love It Loud, and Rock and Roll Hell. So Partners in Crime was kind of considered early on, it sounds like. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Next in mine is the Kiss Army folder. Kiss Army,
mine
the anniversary tour book.
The tour book. So yours was back.
Yeah, mine was in like this.
Yep, mine was in too. Yep.
Yeah, so the Kiss Army, the tour book. And I think it's really cool that they're miniaturizing the tour books and putting those in there. That's cool. That's a cool shot.
And this, I've got this picture as a 8x10 or 8.5 by 11 somewhere. I bought it in an expo. It's probably behind me somewhere.
That's really cool that they went back to early photos, worked their way up through.
And this would have been the tour book that you would have bought in 82, 83, which the first shows didn't have it. but they quickly got it back out. So
Mhm.
for me right now, this is the price of admission for this box set, is getting this tour book.
Yes. Cool, cool. A lot of really cool shots.
Oh, Eric's is
Yes.
cool.
Yep.
He's in his unmasked costume, so which I've kind of seen scans of this.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's interesting to see. I didn't realize it as a Kiss fan being younger, because pictures wasn't really around as much as they are now. That's what a lot of people don't realize is even at this point in time, there was no internet. Then there wasn't just hundreds of stuff just floating around, and I didn't realize that Eric's makeup went through so many changes until
Yeah.
got later on, and you see a picture of him and you're like, wait. And it's stuff that I didn't notice, like the People magazine, the first one that Eric's on. I had that when it came out. My grandma bought it for me. And you look at Eric's makeup on that, and it's not the way it ended up. It's an early version.
No.
So, and I didn't even notice it until the other day. I saw somebody was talking about it, and I went and looked it up on eBay because I was going to buy it, and I was zooming in on it really good, and I was like, wait a minute. That's the old makeup. That's the early makeup. Oh, that's cool that they've got Peter Criss in here.
Yeah. I mean, again, this was their 10th anniversary, so having the whole band in here
Right.
was really cool. But this was a tour book.
Peter Criss, Ace Frehley. I
Yep.
mean, it's funny that when I saw Ace, it didn't shock me because Ace was still kind of, even though he didn't play a note on the album, he was to us, he was still in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine going to the show. It's not like on the internet somebody would have said, hey, this guy named Vinnie Vincent, it's got a cross on his forehead,
Yeah,
is
had
running
no
around.
clue. No clue.
I always thought this guitar was so weird for Ace.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't look right on him. And that's a weird one.
Yeah, I was so excited that the Destroyer box set had the Destroyer tour program in it.
Yeah.
And I quickly thought, man, I want Creatures and I want Revenge because I want those two tour books.
And I love how they always put buy the whole catalog.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Isn't that crazy that in 82 the discography ends with The Elder? Like what world do you live in where the latest album at the time would have been, well, obviously Creatures, but the previous one would have been The Elder.
Right. All right. So what's next for you?
So it looks like it's another folder. It looks like it's, I'm gonna try to put stuff in the box there. So it says Creatures of the Night. I believe this is the press kit.
Yep.
I'm air quoting press kit, like different versions of the press kit that would have been around in 82.
This is what got my jollies, man, in the Destroyer box set, and I was looking forward to this and this.
Same
this
here.
Is where a lot of the little cool stuff comes in. Hey, I want to see if it's just you or is it just me, but is your sheet of the drawing of the stage got like a real bad wrinkle in the left corner?
No, I've got
this one here.
Yeah, no, I've got a rolled edge on the right side. You probably won't be able to see it. Right here, it looks like it's kind of folded, I think, from where it got folded in half. The folder, it kind of got caught.
You see that on mine? You see that real bad wrinkle?
Yeah. It's like your sister came in and sat on your bed and you're like, no, my Kiss stuff.
Right. Get off my albums, Marsha. Yes. That's cool. That is the Lighting Trust idea, is what that is, what we're flashing up here.
And I believe that's Gene's handwriting.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the left side first, just in case.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Left side here as well.
And then behind it, I have this.
Oh, could you imagine this stage? Designed by Mark Rantis?
Ravitz? Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be insane. That would have been insane. What is that, a jet?
Yeah,
I mean, jet engine?
So that explains the turbine sounds.
Exactly, the turbines and then the crane.
Like there's
Oh my
a runway missile with Paul standing on it. What in the world?
It's crazy. And I like how the KISS logo is like right down on the stage.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. All right. Up. Looks like we got a poster.
Poster.
Oh, wow.
See, I have this somewhere that I had on my wall as a kid, and I think it was in my Hot in the Shade magazine. I had this on my wall forever. Love.
Nice. Oh, what is this? It's stapled together. I love this. This looks like somebody just printed it out on their printer and then stapled it.
So
You
I
got
believe
this?
this
You
is
got
the
this next?
yes, yep. So this is probably the actual press part of the kit.
Okay.
10 years and 5 million albums after they first shocked and conquered the rock world, Kiss is still the center of controversy. Parents burn Kiss albums while their children dress from head to toe, imitating their favorite group member.
Here we go. We take rock and roll to its extremes, claims bassist Gene Simmons. Throughout our career, we've tried to do anything that was possible. We could visually be as musically kick-ass as we can be. Simmons asserts, we've always been the loudest rock and roll band. Yeah, this is cool. It looks like it was typed on a typewriter.
Yeah. And this is something they probably would have sent out to radio stations or tour
See that
promoters.
there?
Yep.
Yeah, so let's see what we're looking at. It's just 3, 4 pages. Well, it's even more, but it's just how many pages is this?
6, if I can count. No, it's more than 6.
Yeah, and it's 7. Yeah, 7 pages.
7. Yep.
Thick, not flimsy paper. That's like it's not cardstock, but it's not just regular. But that's 7
While
pages.
Brant and Rob are saying, well, I wonder what page this is. In the top right, it says page
Kiss
7.
.7.
7.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
you can't be smart and beautiful.
that's right.
All right, so to the right side for you.
To the right side, I'm going to slip us back in really quick.
Yeah, me too.
All right, we're on the right side.
I'm taking things out.
Poster.
Yeah, it looks like a poster.
This is the poster I've always wanted. It is astronomically high. It's not the full-length version.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, this is getting framed.
Oh my gosh, yes.
This is amazing.
Yes. I'm
The
glad
loudest
they included that.
band in the world.
Yeah,
If
this real version of this is insane price.
Yes. Like new car insane almost.
The loudest band. Yep, that's getting
That's getting framed.
Yep. All right. Then it looks like another poster.
Another poster.
Man.
Ooh.
Man, they're postering it up. What is this?
Oh, looks like the Japanese kind of ish. Oh, it's like a Killers-esque poster.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
cool.
Yeah, but it's got Creatures of the Night on the right, but they used a Killers era photo. That's cool.
Yeah.
Japanese. That's awesome. Wow.
Which
that's really cool.
sweet.
And then next I've got some cards.
This is probably the backstage pass, I would imagine, VIP. If you've got that.
Yeah, mine's right there.
Okay. Oh, I see the cards. There you are.
Yep, they're right there with it. And let's see. I'm just curious to see if they're even put in the same order because they're really close. So your first card is
Ace.
Ace.
Nice.
That's pretty cool that they're put together. That these are like Killers-esque photos, like the Killers photo shoot.
Yeah.
And then Eric.
Yep.
And then Mr. Horrible Haircut, number 1.
I want my hair to look like a bowl.
And Mr. Horrible Haircut, number 2. And that bandana. Yeah, so then I've got the 10th anniversary tour, Detroit 223 VIP, that sticker or that press that you were showed earlier.
Yep. I think mine was just a little bit ahead of.
Yep. And then for me, it is
I have a sticker.
yep, same.
Okay.
And this one was hiding down under the flap. Right behind that one is this
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. There's mine.
hiding under the flap. Marcina Pista, and I'm ruining Spanish. And
Yeah,
then
so
we
this
have
is their
another
ticket
stick.
stub.
And we have another
I love it. Loud. Right between the eyes.
right between the eyes.
That's cool.
You
I like that.
you get a scan of that. Ooh, what is this? Is this an iron-on transfer?
Yes.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh. It's an iron-on transfer.
It's Christmas, folks.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Gosh,
that
so
is awesome.
40th
There was a kid in high
anniversary.
school that had this shirt, and I so bad wanted this shirt. Now I can make my own.
Oh, that's awesome. God, that's so cool. All right, so then we have pictures, 8x10s
Yep.
looks like, and I've got first. I've got
What's yours first,
mine is first is Mr. Vincent.
Mr. Vincent? The Ankh Wizard.
All
right.
I've noticed they're putting them in a particular order. Have you noticed yet?
Yes.
Oh, nope. They broke it with this one, but it seems like the order has been Vinny, Eric, Gene, Paul.
Well, yep.
That's what I've been noticing. It. So Eric for me.
Yep.
And then instead of Gene this time, they have for mine it's Paul.
Paul, same. Yep.
And then Gene. I like the finish on those. And
So do I.
Gene.
A lot of frameable stuff in this one.
Yes. And then there's a black and white, like a press photo. That is very cool. Very cool. No, just looking down into that flap and see if Gene included my $100. He didn't. I always look in Kiss album. That was my. You know where that joke came from. Let me tell you where that joke came from. You know how their Kiss has a rumor mill, right? And you know how whenever it was when you were little, it's like, oh, Gene's tongue's a cow's tongue, or they made a deal with the devil and they woke up with their makeup, their faces like that. And, they can't take their makeup off. It stays on all the time. That's why you never see them without it and stuff like that. Well, there was a rumor at one point in time. It was around this time. It was when Kiss was at their least popular. There was a rumor going around that Kiss was going to put out a final album. And inside the final album, to thank the fans, they were going to put a $100 bill in every single album to pay the fans back. That was, I'm pretty sure, rumor. Gene wasn't going to part with money like that, but that was a legit. Where I remember that it wasn't. I didn't make it up. That was a legit rumor. So for the longest time, every time I get a new album, I'll be like, "Is my $100 in here?" Nope. It's like when Ralphie goes and opens the mailbox looking for his Little Orphan Annie Dakota pen.
Yep.
Not again. Not today. All right. So, I've got some random stuff here.
Okay.
So this is the first random thing. It's some little pins.
Pins. Yep.
Little pins.
Each one of the band members. And it's just a smaller version of the photos we just showed.
Right. And let's see.
I've got the guitar picks. And yes, they are glow in the dark. And
I was going to say, do these glow in the dark? They do.
And there should be 5. One for Eric, Vinny, Gene, Paul, and Ace.
Okay, let's see. So I've got Eric is 1. That's Eric's.
Rob can't get his bag open.
Ace. There's 1 for Ace.
Eric.
Yep. Paul.
Ace.
If you pull Paul.
I had Gene.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Gene.
That's my next one.
And Vinny. That's cool. Guitar picks are cool.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I have 2 Pauls? Oh, the one I said was Paul was Ace. Okay. I don't know. Yes. So I've got all 5.
I was going to say, did you get a variant?
Like some people that bought the Funko Pops and they've got 2 Genes or 2 Aces.
2 Paul. I saw somebody that had 2 Pauls.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's cool
And
that the eyes and now the guitar picks, we have 2 glow in the dark features.
the iron on patch.
Those are so cool. I got to bust up my jean jacket.
That's cool. And then the CDs, which you've took out.
Yep. I've got mine out.
But my two top CDs is the one on the top. The top that's on the top is the Creatures Tour Live.
Oh, mine, I put them in the order. My top was the Creatures album.
Yeah, so mine looks like this.
Oh, you know what? You're right. You were right. That's how it was. Yep.
Mine looks like
I
that.
stacked mine. Yep. So yeah, the top was the live.
And it just opens up like that. Yep. And I tell you what, like I said, I really don't want to say too much about it, but I've got some really interesting comments on some of these live tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to being able to discuss it with somebody soon.
Ditto.
And then let's go on down to
Down would be the Creatures album.
the Creatures album. And it's basically a miniature of the album. It's got that on the front and that on the back. And you
On the
open it up
inside.
and it's the lyrics, which is cool.
Yep.
Let's go in the dark on that. Do they go in the dark? Nope. That looks like they don't go in the dark on the CD.
I didn't think they did.
And then it's just that they really used that pink kind of purplish color a lot during this era. And then back to the top, they've got the this is the Blu-ray, and that looks like not quite a 3D. That's an interesting thing. We didn't get to talk about it because I didn't open the Destroyer box set with you, but you guys did, and you guys actually used your glasses to look at it. I think
Yeah.
it's really interesting that they
I
on
wonder.
the Blu-ray that they did 3D with it, but they didn't include 3D glasses. That's a
Yeah.
miss. That's a miss there for me. They should have had some Kiss branded 3D glasses.
It's kind of 3D. The
This
color scheme.
this
Yeah.
is this kind of because you see those blues and reds, so it's like it's got to
I
have
think-
some effect.
Yeah, there is some depth to it. So if you do have the Psycho Circus 3D glasses, which I have,
Yeah,
it does work in 3D. The cover, not so much.
yeah, the
but
color. Yeah,
I think just because it's so dark, the greens aren't getting a chance to come up. But yeah, there's
what about the back? Is the back the same as the front?
the back. A little bit, not
little
too
bit.
much.
You
The-
can definitely
the creatures-
tell. You can definitely tell the center. The center does. You could.
Yeah,
I can look and see the separation of the red and the blue. And I tell you what, I really like that CD.
the CD does actually have more of a 3D effect than the actual cover does.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
That's
Looking
cool.
at Gene's Widow's Peak, you can see how it. But I like that CD. That's sharp, or that DVD, that Blu-ray cover of it.
So
All right.
if you play this, I did listen to this a little bit.
Uh-huh.
The video for I Love It Loud is on here.
Okay.
So, and it's not listed, but when you put it on,
on the Blu-ray.
yeah.
Okay.
And I won't spoil it, but something else happens when you watch this.
Okay.
So at least put it on once to say that you watched it, and I'll be interesting to hear what you say.
Yeah.
When I put it in, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I definitely plan on listening. I usually reserve that to listen when I'm in the house by myself. It's not very often, but it does happen. And these are the demos.
Yes. Again, we don't want to talk about it too much, but I have not smiled as much as I've smiled listening to these demos and the live stuff. Like ear to ear grin every track that comes through. I'm just like, oh, that sounds so cool. Or, hearing something I've never heard before. When we first saw it and going, why do I need 3 versions of Saint and Sinner? Then when you hear it, you're like, oh, yeah.
You hear the cool things like Gene saying first bridge, second bridge, D, then to B, then to he, and there's a track where Paul does it too, and you hear where they're just kind of playing around with lyrics, like Paul during "I Still Love You," he had a particular lyric he kept singing over and over that
Mhm.
made it to the song. Gene had a lyric that he kept singing over and over. It
Like
kind
over
of
and
it, yeah, and over and over and
over.
over, and it kind of made it to the song, but not in the exact form it is. Uh, but it's just, and I've been in that position. I've been in where you're writing a song and you're just jamming something and it sounds good and you don't have the words and you're just kind of scatting the melody like
Mhm.
Paul does with that one version of Betrayed, where he's like, he starts off singing, then you hear him, he starts going into the second verse. He's like, one da 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 do do do, do 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 do. And my wife's like, what is he? Is he what? And I'm like, he don't have the words made up yet. He's just trying to flush out the melody, and
Yeah.
and trying to flush the melody out, and then the words. You sit down, and after you've got your structure and you got your melody, you kind of, then you sit down and you start trying to rhyme some words and stuff
You
together.
can,
So
again, we don't want to say it too much, but you can kind of hear Gene hear something and say, "Okay, quick, let's do that again." Like he wants to
yeah,
get another take because somebody was
yeah.
doing something.
Yeah,
But
because like I said, they on that one song, the next song after, it's like it's the same song. They're just going through it again, and by the time when they went back to it the second time, it was like, oh yeah, that's definitely more flushed out, because it was right then and there. He knew it. He knew they had something hot, that they were hitting on something, and he wanted to get it down because of been like, okay, let's come back to that tomorrow. No, you come back to that tomorrow, or even if, hey, let's break and let's.
and
But
you can't go
it's still,
back to it. We've had that happen too, where you go back. It's great when you can rewind the tape and go, "Oh, here's that little thing that you did." But now
yeah.
you're just left with going, what was that thing? You know, the thing, and you're like, I don't know what I played.
Yeah,
I was
right.
in the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. I don't know what I played, and I might have played this. I think that's what I played. Yeah, that sounds like what you played. Well, it might have been. I don't know. I think that's what I played though. But man, this is I guess we're getting ready to depart back to our own channels, unless you have something to say to kind of
No,
finish this up.
this was cool. I'm glad I had self-control that, yeah, I did open my box and I reached in and got the CDs out, but I'm glad that we did this together, that we got to go through it because I'd have been sitting on my couch and been going, "Oh, honey, look at this." And she'd have been, "Uh-huh, uh-huh."
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
not that she's not wouldn't have been excited for me,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
it's really cool to
My
be
wife would have been
sitting with a
excited for me, but she would also have been like, you still get that excited over an album that came out when you were 13 years old? And I'd been like, hell yes, I still do.
yes,
Yes, I do. This is my childhood, So, yeah,
but it's
I do want to tell you, I appreciate you. I mean, waiting on me.
mhm.
I didn't. I told you several times, I don't expect you to wait, and you had plenty of opportunity to move on without me. But I really appreciate that you gave me the experience of opening this and
Yeah,
experiencing it with somebody.
that's what I wanted to do when we first put this idea together is I mean, the long idea, we were trying to get Xander and maybe Rick and maybe the
Hmm.
Carusos if they had got the box. Like, can you imagine a whole group of us just going, "Oh wow, check this out"? I mean,
Yeah,
it had been total chaos, but I was glad that
it would have been chaos.
you and I were able to do it, and I know Rick has done his video talking about it, and Jeb and Xander, they just got their box, I think, a couple days ago, so they quickly did a quick unboxing. I don't know if Xander's got his yet. I know Jeb did,
I'm
but
thankful that I'm actually going to be able to now go and start watching my dudes channels again, because I've not been able to watch them. I like to keep caught up with everybody's channels and what they're talking about,
yeah,
and I've had to
I
go.
haven't, yeah,
I've had to
I
go
haven't
on there and
watched
look
anybody
and
else's either because I'm
yeah,
like,
I've had to go on there and look and find stuff that they're talking about that's not this, and
yeah, I saw
you know,
them put up their videos, and I was like, oh, okay, well, no offense, guys, but I'm going to skip until you like I watched Jeb and Xander like show the box and they were getting ready to lift the lid off. And I'm like, okay, I got to stop. I'll I'll come back when Brant and I are done.
yeah. Well, we definitely was good. I'm glad that you did. I definitely got a lot to digest. I'm going to probably dive into it this weekend.
Definitely.
And
Same here.
but and like I said, we will have to get together in the future to do talk about these live tracks and talk about these demos, because
Definitely.
I definitely want to. I've made it all the way through one time, and I'll probably want to go through it maybe 2 or 3 more times before, because it's over 5 hours of music. It's like almost 6 hours of music to go
Yeah.
through the whole thing. So, but I'm looking forward to talking with somebody about it. So we'll do
Yep,
that.
definitely.
All right.
We'll get that ironed
Well,
out.
well, I'll let you get back over to your channel, and I'll get me back over to mine, and we can close this out on our own.
Sounds good, man.
All right. See you next time.
See you, man.
All right, that's all I've got for this one. I done made it back to my house and got Rob out of here, and just let me know what you think. What do you think about this? Did you buy it? Did you buy it? Do you like it? What do you not like about it? What do you love about it? Did you if you have it and you've looked at it, did you have the same oh my gosh moments that we did? And if you didn't, what are your oh my gosh moments? I really want to know. So you can put all that down in the comment, and you can follow me. You can continue to follow me here. If you don't follow me yet, you can hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this if you'd like to with your friends, and you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And I will be back in another video soon. I've got some ideas running around, and I've still got some ideas that are going to be a little outside of music. And it's getting ready to be that cold time of year. It's already starting to get cold here. It's dark by the time I get off work. And so I'm going to hunker down, and I'm going to work on some stuff. I'm going to work on some electronic stuff. And I'm going to take you guys along with me if you want to see me try not to electrocute myself. And drum cover, if I can talk, drum covers are coming back. So I'll be doing those as well as I've got time. We just got to get past Christmas, man. You know, Christmas is the holidays just so rough. It's like my calendar in the kitchen on our fridge every day, every single day has something written on it. And plus I'm going out of town at the end of the month, be out of town for Christmas, and be returning just before New Year's. So once we get past December and we get past the holidays and things start to return to normal, you will probably see me a little more. So I appreciate you guys watching, appreciate you guys' continued support, and hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I waited long enough for it, and I appreciate Rob and the guys over there at Right Between the Eyes podcast. If you do not follow them, be sure to just go over and check them out. You can find them on Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff. They're basically a audio podcast, but you can also find them on YouTube, because they're starting to do more stuff on YouTube, and like his video. And you definitely want to go check out his video, because I'm sure he's going to do things differently than I did, and possibly there'll be some content in his that's not in mine, like I said before. So anyway, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.